All right, the drones may be multiplying. There have been more reports of mysterious flying objects now from one coast to the other. What's going on? Doug Luzader reports from Washington this morning. There's growing concern and anger on Capitol Hill. Some people want to be real aggressive. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. And, you know, at the White House, they're really trying to tamp down concerns about this, almost dismissing some of these claims, saying that in some cases, these are just regular aircraft. But the people that see these objects and record them think there's something different.
That is definitely a drone. First of all, a plane wouldn't even be this low.
There isn't much uncertainty among those who have seen drones over New Jersey. And now multiple reports of another object in Temecula, California.
It was quiet. It didn't make any noise.
I think the public has a right to know what is flying above the skies and what the purpose is.
That is a sentiment shared on Capitol Hill.
I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency.
They should be shot down if necessary because they're flying over sensitive areas, whether it's planes that may be jeopardized or security at military bases.
Certainly I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it.
The White House responded to repeated questions suggesting some of these objects may be regular aircraft. Either way, no threat.
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat or have a foreign nexus.
One New Jersey lawmaker was unconvinced.
That guy's an idiot. That I can tell you right now, because the colonel of the state police told the members of the state legislature that one of his helicopters was hovering above a 6-foot wide drone, and he landed that helicopter because he felt unsafe for his pilots.
Yeah, that potential threat to aviation is out there. Now, there are a number of agencies looking into this, including the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, but so far, no answers. Dina.
So, Doug, worst case scenario, what could this be?
Well, you know, it could be anything. Look, it could be a foreign adversary. I think there's a concern about that. I don't know how you would characterize something as worst case, maybe. But look, this could be, you know, people flying unauthorized drones domestically. But, you know, it could be anything.
And the concern is that they're maybe getting sensitive information, gathering data, taking pictures, that sort of thing?
Well, if it is, in fact, a foreign adversary, sure. But that seems to be the first thing that has been almost ruled out here. And we've heard that both from the Pentagon and the White House, that they don't see any indication that this is the work of a foreign adversary. And, you know, initially there was talk about Iran and China, and this is really being batted away by folks at the White House and the Pentagon.
And I guess just the last question, how do they go about figuring out who's behind the drones?
Well, you know, I think that's why there's some talk here on Capitol Hill, at least, of potentially shooting some of these down. You know, that may be easier in theory than execution, particularly over heavily populated areas like New Jersey. So, you know, I think that will give you a pretty good idea of what these objects may be, but there are some real hazards in doing that. And, you know, there are also some jurisdictional questions here, whether this really falls under the purview of the Department of Homeland Security or whether this is something that the military needs to deal with.
Wow, so many questions. All right. Well, we'll see what they find out eventually. Doug Luzader, thank you as always.
Thanks, Dina. Have a great
weekend.